In today's video, we'll explore the Stoic wisdom of Marcus Aurelius and other ancient philosophers to understand when it might be time to cut contact with someone in your life. Stoicism teaches us to prioritize mental peace, personal growth, and virtue, all of which can be compromised by unhealthy relationships. But how do we know when a relationship is no longer serving us? Let's dive into the 12 critical signs that indicate it may be time to reevaluate and potentially sever ties with someone. 1. Constant negativity. When a person continually brings negativity into your life, whether through complaints, pessimism, or constant criticism, it can drain your energy. Stoic philosophers, including Marcus Aurelius, taught that we should focus on what we can control, and negativity is not something within our control. If someone persistently drags you down, it may be time to cut contact for the sake of your peace of mind. 2. Disrespect for boundaries. Respect for personal boundaries is key in any relationship. When someone repeatedly disrespects your boundaries, whether emotional, physical, or mental, it becomes a toxic dynamic. Marcus Aurelius said that we should avoid associating with those who disturb our inner tranquility. If someone consistently oversteps your limits, cutting ties may be a form of self-respect and self-preservation. 3. Manipulation and gaslighting. Manipulation and gaslighting are emotional abuse tactics that distort your reality and create confusion. Stoicism teaches us to seek clarity and wisdom. If someone manipulates or gaslights you, it prevents you from making rational, wise decisions. It's crucial to trust your instincts and remove people who try to distort your sense of reality. 4. A lack of reciprocity. In healthy relationships, there is a balance of give and take. If someone is constantly taking from you without offering anything in return, be it emotionally, mentally, or materially, this imbalance creates resentment. Marcus Aurelius believed in mutual respect and fairness. When one-sided relationships begin to drain you without replenishment, it might be time to step back. 5. Consistent betrayal of trust. Trust is the foundation of any relationship. If someone repeatedly breaks your trust, whether through lies, broken promises, or dishonesty, it becomes impossible to maintain a meaningful connection. As Marcus Aurelius wisely stated, the best revenge is to be unlike him who performed the injustice. If someone cannot be trusted, their presence in your life can no longer be justified. 6. Emotional draining. We all encounter individuals who demand a lot of our emotional energy. However, when someone's needs outweigh your ability to give, and you find yourself constantly drained, it's a red flag. The Stoics emphasize the importance of managing your emotions and conserving your mental energy. Constant emotional drain from others compromises your well-being and prevents you from focusing on your own growth. 7. A pattern of enabling negative behavior. If you notice that someone in your life continually enables bad behavior, whether their own or someone else's, it might be time to reassess the relationship. Stoics believe in virtue and integrity, and enabling harmful patterns goes against the principles of wisdom and justice. By allowing someone to continue negative behavior without consequences, you are essentially permitting toxicity to persist. 8. They do not support your growth. Real relationships help you grow, inspire you, and push you toward your best self. If someone consistently stifles your personal growth or criticizes your goals, it can hinder your progress. Marcus Aurelius wrote extensively about the need for self-improvement. If a person doesn't encourage or support your evolution, they're holding you back. 9. Constant drama and conflict. If you find yourself constantly involved in unnecessary drama, arguments, or conflicts with someone, it's a major sign to step away. The Stoics teach us to focus on reason, rationality, and inner peace. Constant conflict prevents you from maintaining a calm and tranquil mind, and peace is essential for personal growth. 10. They bring out the worst in you. Healthy relationships should uplift you, not bring out negative emotions or behaviors. If someone consistently triggers your anger, frustration, or insecurity, it's a sign that the relationship is unhealthy. As Stoics, we aim to act in accordance with virtue, and those who bring out the worst in us hinder our ability to maintain a virtuous path. 11. They encourage self-destructive behavior. if someone in your life encourages or even enables self-destructive behavior, whether through poor habits, reckless decisions, or harmful actions, this is a clear sign to distance yourself. The Stoics believed that self-discipline and temperance were essential virtues, and anyone who promotes the opposite goes against everything Stoicism stands for. 12. You feel relieved when they're not around. Finally, if you feel a sense of relief or freedom when the person is absent, that's a significant indicator. Our relationships should add value and joy to our lives, not create a sense of weight or burden. As Marcus Aurelius reminds us, we must align our lives with reason and virtue. If the absence of someone brings peace, their presence may no longer be necessary. In this video, we've explored 12 critical signs that indicate it may be time to cut contact with someone in your life, particularly from the lens of Stoic philosophy, with insights drawn from Marcus Aurelius and other Stoic philosophers. This philosophy, born out of ancient wisdom, offers us not just a way to navigate the world, but also a method of choosing who we surround ourselves with. The Stoics emphasize the importance of virtue, wisdom, justice, courage, and moderation in all aspects of life, including our relationships. Each of these signs we've discussed is a reflection of the Stoic virtues in action, guiding us to live lives of clarity, purpose, and emotional control. We live in a world where the relationships we maintain can either build us up or tear us down. They have the potential to shape our mindset, influence our decisions, and dictate our emotional responses. When we allow toxic relationships to persist, we sacrifice our peace and stability. Marcus Aurelius, in his Meditations, constantly reminds us that we are in control of our emotions and reactions, and this is central to understanding when to let go of a harmful relationship. Stoicism as a tool for relationship evaluation. Stoicism teaches us that we cannot control the actions of others, but we can control how we react to them. This principle is especially important when evaluating the people in our lives. We may not have the power to change others, but we have the power to choose whom we let into our inner circle. By evaluating relationships through the Stoic lens, we begin to understand that toxic relationships often result from allowing our emotions to guide our decisions rather than reason and virtue. When we speak about negative behaviors, Stoicism advises us to be aware of the traits that disturb our inner peace. If someone's negativity constantly disrupts our tranquility, it becomes a direct affront to our ability to live virtuously. Stoic philosophy doesn't suggest that we should abandon compassion or empathy, but it does encourage us to protect our inner peace and not allow others' destructive energy to impact our well-being. Disrespecting boundaries, as we discussed, is another important sign. Boundaries are essential for maintaining healthy relationships. If someone consistently ignores your boundaries, whether they be emotional, physical, or mental, it reflects a lack of respect and consideration for your personal sovereignty. The Stoics viewed the self as sacred. Respecting the autonomy of others was one of their highest virtues. By cutting ties with people who consistently cross your boundaries, you're choosing to honor your own dignity and personal space, just as Marcus Aurelius would have advised. The role of trust and reciprocity in Stoicism. When we look at trust, it's easy to see how central it is in both Stoic philosophy and modern relationships. Trust forms the bedrock of all healthy relationships, and when that trust is broken, the relationship falters. Marcus Aurelius speaks at length about the importance of trust in his writings, urging us to act justly and maintain our integrity in every relationship. Stoicism teaches us to look within for answers, to cultivate an internal foundation of truth, and to expect that same truth in the relationships we foster. If someone continuously breaks that trust, it undermines the very foundation of the connection and leaves no room for true harmony or growth. Reciprocity, as mentioned, is another Stoic principle that plays a pivotal role in relationships. We are social creatures, and relationships should be a mutual exchange of support, love, and respect. The Stoics emphasize balance and fairness in all dealings. If a relationship is one-sided, if you're continually giving, but receiving little or nothing in return, it creates an imbalance. This imbalance disrupts the natural order of reciprocity that Stoicism cherishes. By letting go of relationships that drain you without offering anything in return, you are practicing self-respect and maintaining emotional equilibrium. Emotional draining and the Stoic response. When a relationship becomes emotionally draining, it's not just the relationship that suffers, but your overall well-being. Stoicism advises us to regulate our emotions and not allow them to control us. Relationships that constantly drain our emotional resources interfere with our ability to maintain a tranquil mind. The Stoics viewed emotional self-control as one of the highest virtues. By allowing someone's emotional needs to overpower your own, you're allowing your inner peace to be compromised. Cutting contact with emotionally draining individuals is a step toward reclaiming control over your emotional state and focusing on your own mental health. Enabling negative behavior is another point that Stoicism warns us about. When we allow harmful patterns to persist in others, we are not only enabling their dysfunction, but also harming ourselves. The Stoics believed in virtue, and virtue cannot thrive in an environment where negative behavior is unchecked. When you cut ties with someone who continues to exhibit harmful actions without remorse, you are upholding your commitment to virtue, justice, and the well-being of your own mind. The impact of negative influence and self-destructive behavior. In Stoic philosophy, we are urged to surround ourselves with people who will elevate us, those who will inspire us to pursue virtue, wisdom, and self-improvement. A relationship that encourages self-destructive behavior, whether it's substance abuse, reckless decisions, or negative habits, is a relationship that prevents you from realizing your highest potential. The Stoics were keenly aware of the impact external factors could have on our inner peace, and they advise that we choose our relationships carefully. Cutting contact with someone who encourages self-destructive behavior isn't just a rejection of them. It's a rejection of behaviors that contradict your pursuit of virtue and personal growth. Similarly, if someone consistently brings out the worst in you, it is a sign that the relationship is no longer aligned with your values. Stoicism is about acting in accordance with reason and virtue. If a relationship triggers anger, frustration, or jealousy within you, it is a reminder that this relationship is leading you away from the Stoic ideal. The Stoics understood that emotions like anger and envy are natural, but they also believed that these emotions could be controlled through reason and self-awareness. If someone's presence in your life consistently causes you to act in ways that are inconsistent with your principles, it may be time to reevaluate whether that relationship is worth keeping. Finding peace through detachment. Finally, we must return to the core principle of Stoicism, inner peace. The Stoics believe that achieving peace of mind is a noble pursuit, and it is through this peace that we can make wise and virtuous decisions. If, when thinking about certain people in your life, you feel a sense of relief or tranquility in their absence, that is a clear signal that your mind is already trying to detach itself from their influence. This is not a sign of coldness or indifference. It is the wisdom of recognizing that peace is more important than the company of those who disturb it. When you choose to distance yourself from people who do not contribute positively to your life, you are choosing to prioritize your own growth and mental well-being. You are choosing to live a life that aligns with Stoic virtues, where you focus on what is within your control, your thoughts, your actions, and your responses. By embracing this philosophy, you gain the clarity and strength to cut toxic ties and cultivate relationships that nurture your journey toward wisdom, justice, and peace. In conclusion, cutting contact with someone is not always a decision made lightly, but it can be the most self-loving and virtuous choice you make. Stoicism offers us the tools to evaluate our relationships through reason and virtue. By paying attention to the signs that a relationship is harming your growth, mental peace, or well-being, you are aligning yourself with Stoic wisdom. Remember the words of Marcus Aurelius: "You have power over your mind, not outside events." Realize this, and you will find strength. So, as you reflect on the relationships in your life, take a moment to ask yourself if they are helping you grow or hindering your progress. Are they aligned with the virtues of Stoicism? Do they contribute to your inner peace or take away from it? By choosing to remove toxic relationships, you are taking the most important step toward living a life of virtue, wisdom, and tranquility. The power to shape your environment and the relationships within it lies within you. Use that power wisely.